Good afternoon. You join us live on the Effing Racing Show on Twitch Sports for the Formula 1 Emirates Grand Prix de France 2021. A much easier title than some of the more recent races. We're at the Circuit Paul Ricard today, one of the most used test circuits in the world. Normally the weather's a lot better than what it's looking like today, but we'll come to that later on. We've got a good mix of high speed, low speed tracks, corners rather. And once again, we're joined by Duff and Jez. How are you, gentlemen? Nice to see you. See you nice.
Bonjour.
I'm doing well. I just had the problem of the audio tinkering that I did before we started was totally destroyed by us coming live, and you were like way above, so people may have muted you for the moment, so you may have to introduce again in a moment. Let's just turn that off and get back to this. Technical difficulties to begin, just what you like.
It's all right. Would you like with the technical difficulties?
Yeah, that hurt my ears. Yeah, sorry about that, Jaeger. It was just being like pre-stream. As I moved over it, I couldn't hear either of them, and then then that happened. That was with a gain filter of 14 decibels, so that was
nice.
Probably really loud. But we're all good now. It's all fixed.
Bit of a beef. Well, welcome again, everyone. We're all here. You're here.
From the top.
Do you want to go from the top?
Let's do it.
Yeah, but you have to tap your head. Otherwise, how would I know to do it?
Of course, yeah.
Go on, go. Good afternoon, everyone. You join us live on the Effing Racing Show on Twitch Sports for the Formula 1 Emirates Grand Prix de France 2021. The Circuit Paul Ricard's distribution of high, medium, and low-speed corners is a key reason why it's one of the most used test tracks in the world. Usually the weather's a lot better than what it is today, but we'll come to that with our Duff cast as usual in a bit. Duff, Jez, how are you, boys? Nice to be back after missing you yesterday.
Yes,
I'm here.
Indeed.
Not too loud now.
No, you're all right now. We had a good time yesterday, Duff, didn't we?
Yeah, great race. Really good race.
Yeah,
I was watching along,
but
oh yeah.
But we'll cover that tonight for our second Effing Racing Show of the day when we go back to Mexico for the Formula E.
Let's go back to Mexico.
But I would like to say to you, Rhys, Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, and the same to yourself, sir.
As a fellow dad,
and Duff, the same to you two as dads.
Happy Father of Guitars.
We all know Duff's the daddy.
Oh yeah,
the guitar daddy. Anyway, we'll go with
Duff
that.
Daddy.
There's lumps of wood behind me.
Never has trouble with wood, does Duff? Oh, I haven't put my phone on silent because I better do that, otherwise Jez will tell me off. Quite rightly so. There we go.
Yes, yeah. Let me know how the sound is now. I haven't been able to listen back like I normally do in the pre-stream, so let me know if we're all the same level of sound. If you're listening on headphones, then I'm very sorry for the opening.
Right. So, what are we expecting from today's race? Norfolk. Sorry, Martin Brundle always manages to get some sort of reference to Norfolk in, which is great.
No fucking way, does he?
Indeed.
We're not family friendly today, so we're okay. Even though it's Father's Day.
What are you guys expecting before this race starts, Jez?
Carnage, I think. I'm hoping that the rain holds off until they actually get going. So they start on dry, appropriate tyres, and then there is some kind of absolute carnage. We have to get pit stops immediately. Someone hits the wall because they've skidded off in the rain. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe not expecting, but definitely hoping for.
Hang on, it seems the French army are coming in to surrender before the start of the race, according to the TV coverage.
That's what's in that bag. It's the white flag.
From a helicopter. The white flag is out. It's not the last lap. It's just the army for some reason.
This is interesting. I've never seen anything like this before.
What are they doing that for? Idiots. Anyway, I think in terms of the race, totally agree with you there, Jez. Let's get some wet weather going. Not until maybe the first or second lap is done. And then get them in, some carnage. Like I say, then you've got to change and race the whole rest of the race with the tyres and all that as well. So that hopefully will be good. I watched the Formula 3 race this morning when it was wet, which was suitably chaotic, to be fair. And hopefully we can get that for the Formula 1 that'll be the same because it dried out towards the end of the Formula 3 race, and it made it quite interesting. Because Formula 3 are not set up for pit stops, and they don't have intermediate tyres either. So they all stayed on the wet tyres, and they were all over the place. But it was quite funny.
Nice.
I see we've got the Aston Martin safety car this weekend. We could be seeing that a fair bit today, I think.
And
it's going to be interesting for me because if it is wet, all the runoff areas here are painted tarmac, which is just going to make if they slide on the track, they are just going to spin. Why is there King Kong on a trophy? Is that the race-winning trophy?
I believe so. Yes.
Is that who this Paul Ricard bloke was? Was he actually King Kong?
He might have been. It's also worth mentioning that the Formula 3 race was won by none other than Mick Doohan, son of
Scotty.
Mr. Doohan.
Mr. Doohan. No, the motorbike racer Doohan.
Oh, right. I thought I was thinking James Doohan, who was the original Scotty.
No. Well, that would have been a cool story, bro. But
then you could have gone, I haven't got any power. It'd be brilliant.
I can't fix it.
You can't take it.
Oh God, can you imagine? No, so that was just a little historic throwback, shall we say? To
that is the thing. Do you think we will completely off on a tangent? Obviously, there's only ever been one champion to win on 2 wheels and 4. God rest him. Do you think we'll ever see that again? I don't think we will. I think you can't jump from one to the other now like you could.
No, the opportunity isn't necessarily there, is it either?
No.
I don't. I mean, I know Lewis has had a go on the MotoGP.
Rossi's done it a couple of times just for the cameras, but
Lewis has done it. He did a track day, didn't he, when him and Rossi swapped over for like a day.
But I could never see Lewis going and doing and winning a season of MotoGP.
No.
I think the only chance of somebody winning on 2 tyres is if they pull an Indy car from a few weeks ago, and it is actually a race car, but it's only got two tyres. They haven't put the other ones on properly.
That's very true.
Is your Facebook up, Jez?
Yeah. Why?
Cool, I'm just going to send you a message.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant, I thought it would come up on the stream then.
No.
All over the stream.
Because I know you sometimes use your phone for various bits, don't you?
You might be sending me a message for something I've already just done, to be fair.
Okay.
I see.
If
I'm just watching the racism stream.
If you were planning a kindness.
Yes, I was.
Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what I've already done, sir.
Cool, perfect.
So, Jaeger, check your Facebook.
Yeah.
We're all kind together.
Yes, exactly. You're here for every stream. You're here for... You weren't into motor racing, you've got into motor racing, so, yeah.
Right. The traditional...
This is...
Have you noticed how now?
Supposedly, so...
And I'm not going to get into the rights and wrongs and all the rest of it, but there's now a massive difference between when the Taking the Knee first started and now who was and who wasn't, compared to who is now on this today.
Especially with the Euros, because a lot of them are doing it at the Euros.
But then they're also doing the on the Euro shirts. They've got a equal sort of thing badge there, where they're not taking the knee, just pointing it down. Which it's the message is the same whenever the gesture isn't.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it.
It's a lot more rampant in football, soccer for Jez, than it is in Formula 1.
Well done.
Yeah, no, there is a big problem in soccer for me than there is in any other sport, I think, and it's because you are still getting it's a lot more international than a lot of the other sports.
Yes,
and so
I find the problem with a lot of matches is it happens in a lot of, say, European cross matches or like Euro World Cup matches. Then I know it's still not great in domestic soccer for Jez, but we seem to be slightly better in the UK.
We're going in the right direction, aren't we?
Yes,
that's the thing. But then there are I can't think of the right word to say it. countries that are not quite as developed. No, that's not the right word. No, I can't find the right word. But culture, yeah, modern.
They've got their own culture, but it's I don't know.
But it's
different to ours.
Back in the 1950s rather than in 2021. Yeah, but
also worth noting in a random trivia that today, do you know what it is the anniversary of what happened in Formula 1 2005 today? We've talked about it on the stream before. It's related to tyres, which is quite a hot topic currently.
Is it the
last time we had two different manufacturers?
There were two different manufacturers at the time, yes.
It was IndyCar.
Yay, it was Indy 500.
And we had the mess of the two tyres.
Yeah, it is.
I was talking about that
2005
last night because of the Formula E with having only one type of Michelin tyre.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh God, Michelin tyres back on an oval. Here we go.
I was wondering whether it was going to happen, to be honest, because I was watching.
They did talk about it pre-race.
Mm.
That they were worried.
Is it going to go? But they aren't pulling the speed that Formula 1 cars or Indy cars would pull. No, all the levels are down for us. So I suppose it was fairly low risk. But if it had happened, it'd have been all hell to pay.
The amount that were locking up and squirming in those last few laps. God.
Mm.
Was insane.
When I saw the one towards the end of the race, when he locked up his back tyre and he's almost in the wall like that coming towards the first corner, I thought, what's good?
That was Montara, when he was just basically coming down sideways. Yeah, that was crazy.
Right, gents.
Other than the end, it was a good race.
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. But I think now is a good time to take our pre-race commercial break so that we are good to go, and then we'll get into we'll talk about the grid and the weather. We've got to get a predictions in, haven't we? That's got to happen. And our predictions. Lots to talk about. So when we come back, we have all that and more from the French Grand Prix. Grand Prix de France. Be right back. Welcome back to the Effing Racing Show from the Grand Prix de France for Rhys.
Thank you.
I've added this to French now as well, so that's in a week, that's Italian, Spanish, and French. I don't know what I like. Apparently, that's just I'm speaking a foreign language.
Maybe you should do Klingon next.
Maybe I should. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll do it on Wednesday. I'll book it in. How about
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Attack.
Right. What do we want to do first? Do we want to do predictions? We want the Duff cast. I think the Duff cast is more pressing, actually. Are you ready with the Duff cast, sir?
I am indeed. It looks as though, gents, you might get your way.
I'd be so
it
happy.
looks as though there is massive amount of rain coming in. The latest radar I can get takes me to 20 past 2, and there is a big band of rain heading towards the circuit.
Yeah.
So hopefully we should get a good half an hour of racing in. So we might get to the first pit stops. They change, and then after that it starts. You can see from the pictures how dark it is.
Yeah.
We're talking like 70-80% cloud coverage.
I wonder what kind of tyre strategy they are thinking right now, and with the current conditions, they've got to set up for the conditions that exist now, right? They're not going to put slicks on when it's not raining.
No.
So, and you mentioned while we were chatting in the break, Duff, that there's some crosswinds happening there as well.
Yes.
So, do you think maybe some teams are starting on hard, so they've got a bit more grip?
If you're at the back, it might be a good idea.
It's only people outside the top 10 can choose their tyres. So everyone from 10th upwards is on mediums, because that's what they did their fastest time in Q2 on. But if I was at the back, yeah, I'd probably whack the hards on, go long, because then if the rain comes after half hour, you probably won't have done your pit stops, so you've got time to get in and you won't lose so much.
Wind is also going to play a factor. As you can see there, look at the even the handheld flags.
Yeah.
And there a lot of wind there, so that's going to be interesting. And the gusts might pick up during the Grand Prix as well, so that could play a massive factor. So yeah, hopefully that weather front comes in and we get some rain today. Just
a little bit, just to mix it up a bit and give Lewis something to complain about.
Or you could just get Verizon 5G. What can you want?
Well, I'd be happy with any 5G, really.
I'd be happy with that truck.
We're pretty behind in this country. It's got to be said. And
I have it when I'm in Leeds, and it's mind blowing.
I think I had it in London once, but obviously with the pandemic, I've not been to London in about 2 years now. So
I'm actually going to my first conference in 2 years on Wednesday and Thursday next week, and I got to say I'm quite looking forward to it, to be honest.
I don't blame you.
One conference is just a place where you can get hammered.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's why it's in
Battersea Park, actually, which is for 2 days, which will be nice.
Nice.
Is that the one that's normally in the
Formula
E? So it's in the XL Centre?
No, it's at what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's a different one, but the Formula E used to be at Battersea Park. It isn't now. It's at
it's around the XL and through the XL. Actually, it actually goes through the building. Insanely.
That is correct.
That's going to be fun.
But it used to be at Battersea Park. They used to run it around there for the first couple.
No, well, I think the XL is still a COVID hospital, so that would be why it isn't there.
Ah, yes.
But anyway, speaking of complaints from Lewis, shall we go through the grid? Does any of you have a burning desire to take that away?
I'll go for it if you want.
Go for it, sir.
Max Verstappen is on pole. He was on pole by 3 or 4 tenths, which was good.
Is he Mexican?
Today he is. Lulu's in second place, and then Valtteri third. Perez came in fourth. It wasn't that far behind Bottas, to be fair. Carlos Sainz 5th, Pierre Gasly was 6th, Charles Leclerc in the other Ferrari was 7th, followed by our man Lando in 8th in the McLaren. Decent qualifying for Fernando in the Alpine on row 5 in 9th place. But again, a slightly disappointing time from Danny Rick, who was 2 tenths behind Lando Norris. Ocon is 11th, Seb Vettel in the Aston Martin 12th. Giovinazzi, an impressive 13th, I think it's fair to say, in that car.
Yes.
George Russell 14th. Mick, despite not setting a time, is 15th. Nicholas Latifi 16th. Kimi Raikkonen 17th. Mazepin 18th. The original Daddy's Boy is in 19th. And Yuki Tsunoda obviously was last because he crashed first out of him and Lance Stroll. That's
tell you something. It shows you that Mick's got something there to get that Haas into Q2.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, to be fair, yeah, quite right.
No, well, the knock on Schumacher has never been his driving, has it? It's always been the car and what he can get out of that. And we could see that just between him and Mazepin, to be fair. Which, for whom the opposite is true. It's the car and the driver for Mazepin. But no, good on him. And absolutely good on him.
Giovinazzi as well. We said last year and at the start of this year, he needs to show us something this year to prove that he should be either be in that car or higher up. And he has done it this year. He's got a lot out of that car.
Yeah, he's done well, to be fair. He's done well. I mean, I've never really rated him, but he's done well this season so far.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why we said, look, you've got to show us something this year, because the first thing we said is Mick should have been in that car this year.
Yeah, we did.
And I wonder if that's why he's gone, oh crap, I best do something here. Because he's definitely brought his game this year. Maybe a year or two too late, but we shall see.
Yeah, so I mean, for those that are starting on the mediums, between lap 18 and 25 is what Pirelli say will be the first stop, and then we have, for those that are on the hards, they're saying they'll go between 25 and 36 laps, and then the quickest way then is to go on the mediums, because it'll last you the rest of the race. Or if you can last those hards until 40 odd laps, so lap 40, you can get on the softs, but that is slower because you're on the slower tyre for longer.
I think the intriguing thing for me this week will be Perez on his tyres, because with this whole tyre controversy, has Perez been good on his tyres because they've been lower pressure, or has his been normal and he's just very good on the tyres? It's going to be an interesting one with the tyres this week.
Definitely, because you can guarantee if they've been doing it on Perez's car, they will have been doing it on Max's car as well. Whatever they might have been doing, that is.
Yes, whatever may remain unsaid.
Can I ask a random question, Jez?
You may.
What does ! Sit and ! Left 30 do?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So in the avatars, if you have the racing car, well, it does something different for all of them. But the two commands for your racing car are ! Sit, which will bring up the lights to get you ready for the race, and you can use left and right followed by a number to move your avatar a certain direction. So I was blocking Rhys out, so I wanted to move left 30. But ! Sit. Then you've got your lights ready to go. And the other one is ! Stand, which will give you a little checkered flag.
Yeah, nice.
Just That's for a little quick wave of a checkered flag out the back of your car. Yeah. I was trying to think of... I've got a spare command that I can use, but I'm trying to think of something else racing related that I could throw in that you can see for something that small. I then have to draw a front profile of the car, and that's too involved.
What about wheel spinning with a little bit of smoke?
You could do a wheel spin with a little bit of smoke, yeah. You will note, if you can, it's pretty small, but the tyres do rotate when you move. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
very good. It's very good.
The accent isn't actually just a bit of white. It actually says the Jez Show on the tyres. Not that you can see that, but it's very, very small. Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's formation lap time, Jez.
It is indeed. We're getting ready to get going. We really need to crack on with our predictions then, don't we?
Yes.
Really. So we'll see how happy we are with them. Rhys, you said Max Bottas Perez. Not too bad.
Yep.
No.
Still happy with that.
Duff, Max Lewis Leclerc.
Yeah, I probably should have changed that to Sainz, but yeah, still good.
Yeah, I mean, Leclerc is your outlier there, I think, but you never know. You never know. And I went with Lewis Max Perez, which I'm still pretty happy with. Not so sure on the Lewis win, but
they're not terrible, unlike last week.
Let's see what kind of cat this potential rain may put amongst the pigeons.
See, the F1 website just said it's a 10% chance of rain, but I'm going to stick with Duffcast.
I will always believe in the Duffcast.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
You tell them, Duff. 10% my ass.
We've had it before though, where you've seen even the other week when mine said it wasn't going to rain, there was rain coming down. So I think there's a good chance.
So only 6 people are starting on the hard tyres. That's Vettel, Raikkonen, Mazepin, Daddy's Boy, Ocon, and Giovinazzi. So Latifi's
people at the back.
Yeah,
I was going to say that is all people at the back, right?
It is, yeah. So Latifi, Tsunoda, Schumacher, and Russell are on the medium, which is what the rest of the field are on as well.
Yeah. I think medium is probably a good place to start when you're expecting rain. It's just fortunate for them that the conditions yesterday were much the same as they are now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been different if it was glorious sunshine yesterday and they'd been on the soft tyres, and then you had these conditions now. That would really have kind of scuppered a few teams, I think.
Yes, you are correct there, sir.
There's our customary close-up of Christian Horner that we have to get in every race. Just zoom right into the guy's face.
I'd rather close-up of Jerry, personally, but Christian will have to do it.
Oh, I don't know.
In
1996, maybe, but...
I know we're slightly off topic here, but the last time I saw the race, still wouldn't, just to say I had.
And
anyway,
and on that note, we will put kibosh to that conversation. The cars.
Let's get back to Formula One.
Are now just coming up, bringing up the rear of the grid. So we're about ready to get underway from Paul Ricard. Is it Paul Ricard?
Yep, you're right.
I'm just making up names now. In France. The man has run across the track in his green flag. The lights are building. And now the rubber is rolling in La France. Max has got off to a pretty good start, but already he's losing position. In turn one. No, it's okay. Oh no, he's absolutely stacked that corner, and Lewis
he's off the track.
Is through into first. Oh dear.
For God's sake.
Terrible start for Max.
Very bad, very bad. That's not what we wanted, team.
Yeah,
no.
It started well, but then going into turn 2 is where it all started to go horrifically wrong.
Yes.
There's a Haas that's gone off as well at the back, I think. Sure, I saw someone going the long way around.
So
unlikely.
In our message from the future, we have Mazepin in last place, but that
he was already.
That's that. No, he wasn't. Tsunoda was last.
No.
Of course,
stuck on the pits.
His crash,
Yeah, but so he's lost that position.
I don't think anyone. So
Tsunoda was starting.
Latifi's ahead of Russell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad start for George. He was 14th.
Yeah. Only Schumacher has done worse. Schumacher in 18th now, having lost 3 places.
That's no surprise with that car. It's not fast off the grid.
No, it's not fast enough to stay there, is it?
No, not with the 3 cars that overtook him. Have all got Mercedes engines. I mean, they might be terrible in race pace, but yeah, those off the line are going to be a lot quicker than the Ferrari engine.
Very much so.
And so the incident involving Max Verstappen had gone quickly under investigation, but they've decided that nothing was necessary.
It's the first corner, and you've got to let it go, man.
Yeah. I would say that any position that he lost, he didn't regain by going wide, so it's all good, really.
Yeah.
You let Hamilton go through.
So that's all settled down quite quickly, hasn't it?
It has. We've definitely got a bit of a procession going now already.
Well,
so
McLaren's gone off. Danny.
Left rear going on Lewis's already, possibly.
Really? Well, that'd be a bit of a turn up for the books already, wouldn't it? To be doing that. No investigation necessary. Interesting. So Max has got away with that, basically, isn't he? That's what we're saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. I don't think you should penalise things that happen like that on the first lap where people are running wide or whatever, because everyone's close up.
Do you think he was? What do you think he was being investigated for? Do you think it was track limits? Do you think it was taking a position back when he came back onto the track?
Is this Verstappen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was. If you go off at turn 1, you have to go the escape road. But what it was is he didn't go off at turn 1. He went off at turn 2.
Yeah.
So we won't get a penalty for not taking the escape road.
No, that seems perfectly reasonable as far as I'm concerned.
Fastest lap for Max as well.
Yeah.
139.6.
So after 3 laps, it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Sainz, Gasly, Leclerc, Alonso, and it's just gone off my screen. So that was the top 8.
I'll pick up for you. Ricciardo in 9th, Norris in 10th, Vettel 11th, Ocon 12th, Giovinazzi 13th, Raikkonen 14th, Stroll 15th, Latifi 16th, Tsunoda up to 17th, George Russell all the way down to 18th, Schumacher now 19th. He's lost those another position again, and Mazepin in his natural resting place of the last place.
There's an on board with Verstappen. Got away well.
So they think it's the wind on the Sky commentary. I think the wind just
It came away from him, yeah.
It just seems like when you... I don't know how familiar you will be with this stuff, but I'm sure this will resonate with Rhys. When you're driving over the Severn Bridge going into Wales and the wind comes and hits you across the side and there's nothing you can do about it.
If there's a lorry on the inside of you,
you
come out from behind the lorry. I've done it in a van and it's just like, whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nightmare.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing to do with your steering. You've just literally been deposited in the adjoining lane.
There you go.
That looks exactly
what it's like
to Verstappen there.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you got the wind in Formula 1 cars. They're even lighter than the average road car, aren't they? So it's
yeah. And yes, you can only see to 15. I can scroll down, but who really cares about the people at the back?
Those losers.
Much better to see the top 15, and then we'll tell you who's in last place. It's Mazepin, except it isn't right now.
Is it not?
No. No.
So what's happened to Russell in the last? He went down to 19th and has just now taken... Schumacher got a problem. Schumacher's now dropped down to 20th.
Yeah. And
there'll be a problem there.
He's just kept dropping. He's dropped 5 places now, so you'd assume...
He's 3 seconds behind Mazepin, 4. So he's either got a problem or he's been off.
Do you think they gave him Mazepin's car or something? Maybe it isn't Mazepin at all. Maybe it's the car, and they gave him the wrong cars.
Probably.
That's been a hot topic this weekend.
The fuck Schumacher car.
Yeah. Well, it's the fuck Mazepin car. They've just given it to the wrong person.
Yeah. Daddy's paid a little more money this week, so he's got the good car.
Yeah.
Put some more money in the meter, is it?
25 seconds back now, so he's dropping massively.
Yeah, I think you must have gone off and flat spotted or something somewhere. You would imagine to be going back at that rate of knots. It's
yeah. Funnily enough, they're not talking about the back of the grid on the live coverage, are they? Oh,
Schumacher goes through on Mazepin. Oh,
Mazepin hits him, but does he? Oh, yeah. No, we're on board with Mazepin, and Schumacher is just blocked out.
On his tyre.
It looks like he was just blocked out.
Oh, it's because he had to take the escape road.
Yeah, he's pushed him off, and he. Bloody hell.
This could have knackered his tyre. Hitting that end plate could have gave him a puncture, so he was lucky there.
This blue colouring is a bit of a trip, isn't it?
Yes, massively.
I mean, it's very clear where the track is, but it's a bit of a trip.
It's two very different types of adhesive paint, isn't it? So it's like, how did Ted describe it? Two different grades of sandpaper. So the blue is like really, really hard sandpaper, and then the red is like rip your face off. So when the cars are on it, it helps them stop quicker. It's like
when you're approaching a roundabout and they have the paint there, isn't it? Helps you to slow down.
That's
that's the one. Yeah. Probably doesn't
be
help
fun for MotoGP when you're on your ass, though.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say is that serves you right for MotoGPing instead of being within the comfort and safety of a car. I would suggest.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Motorbikes is a mugs game for people who would like to die prematurely.
Yeah, it certainly is a challenge. And it's a lot more risky, isn't it? Because there's no car or anything around you. If you come off that, you're literally skidding on your ass pad. Mm-hmm. And it's not for me.
It is not for me either. No, not at all.
Yeah, it is a good watch, but I wouldn't want to have a go at it.
No.
I don't know. I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah, I'd just come off Duff.
I've got to. I get to drive the 1966 Batmobile at some point this year.
Ooh. Have they turned it into a train?
No, it's. I'll tell you what. The Back to the Future train would be great.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favourite scenes from a movie ever. That Back to the Future train scene. Yeah, I love that. Back to the Future 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Very nice.
Doc Brown's train is still in Universal in Florida.
Cool.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, in Orlando. Anyway, back to racing.
Bottas has now set the fastest lap, 1:38.604. But Lewis is
moaning about his tyres.
Well, he shouldn't be moaning too much. He's setting fastest sectors. He had the fastest sector 1 and sector 3 on the last lap. So
1 through 5, all their tyres are 8 laps old. So they'd only done 2 laps on them previously.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lewis just needs to complain about something, doesn't he? So
that's true.
It seems to be tyres are the thing of choice here.
Why not? Let's moan about tyres. Where's that Orlando doing? 10th. He's behind Danny Rick. Come on, Lando, boy. Don't know that, son. Fastest lap for Valtteri. 1:38.6. They're all within a tenth or so of each other, aren't they? The top 3, to be fair.
Yes, yeah, and actually, a few of them in that top 5 have been setting different 1:38.6s the entire race. That is the fastest, obviously, 6:04. But I think they're all there or thereabouts.
There's one for you there, Duff.
Yeah, what is DRS? Asks Jaeger.
DRS is certain sections, at 2 sections on this track, on straights, they have the DRS-enabled zone. What it is, if you see in the rear wing, when they're going around, you have the main board of the rear wing. There we go. The main board of the rear wing is at that kind of an angle, so that when the wind hits it, it's forcing the rear wheels down to give them more grip in corners to get that power. So what they do is when they're on the straight, they don't want all that force pushing down because it's actually slowing them down in a straight. So they will open up the rear wing so it allows the air to flow through. And what that does is then propel them forward. So it's kind of like a boost button in a sense.
But it's a lot more technical.
Yes.
A lot less drag equals a lot more speed.
Yes.
Yes. The drag reduction
Which is great
system.
on the straight, but you wouldn't want it open on the corners because you need that air pushing down to give you more grip in the corners. And you'll find at different tracks, at higher speed tracks, they will use, instead of using, say, a wing this big that they would use on a high downforce track, they'll use a lot skinnier wing. So the DRS doesn't make massive amounts of difference once it's open. But then on a higher downforce, they need that pushing down. So they'll use different size rear wings as well.
If you remember the last race, Lewis had a low downforce wing and Valtteri kept the high downforce wing, which turned out to be the wrong choice. And that made a big difference to their respective lap times and their respective speed on the track.
Right. My prediction now for the Duff cast is we'll have rain by 3 o'clock.
Okay, so where are we now? Oh, okay, we've still got some time then.
Yes.
But speaking
so possibly for the end of the race.
Speaking of Valtteri Bottas, the Mercedes team were on the radio blowing smoke up his ass and telling him what a fantastic job he was doing. So that's nice for him to get some praise for once.
Because they want him pushing to get in front of Verstappen.
Yeah.
Danny Rick has just been told that Alonso is complaining about his tyres and to have a go at him as well on the old team radio on the F1 site, which is probably about right because he is right up behind him. And, I think Lando is just kind of sitting there. But wouldn't it be nice to hear the Daniel, Lando is faster than you coming up?
That's what we had last time.
It did, yeah, it did happen last time. So it wouldn't surprise me if it happened again.
He's not right now, though, is he? Clearly.
No, he isn't. He isn't currently. He's not.
So in news, while we've got a bit of procession, there's a lot more talk resurgent now of Russell being in that Mercedes next year.
Yes, there is. I'm pleased with that.
Another day, another Russell to Mercedes rumour.
So if that is the case, what do we think will happen to Bottas? Will he go to Williams or back to Williams?
That's the popular rumour.
Would he want
that's
to?
One hell of a drop.
If I was Valtteri Bottas, I would not do that. I would much prefer to go and race somewhere else than drop that far. Surely there would be a place in another team for him, maybe an Alpine. How long have they got Alonso signed for?
2 years. Yeah. And Ocon's just signed a new year.
You'd rather have a Bottas than an Ocon, surely.
Because that was the thing. It was.
I would.
There was potential because Ocon is another Mercedes guy.
Yeah.
And it was whether him or Russell would get in that Merc seat. And obviously with him signing another 3-year extension, it's going to be Russell that moves up.
Yeah. That would make sense. 26.1 degrees there now in lovely France. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
What have we got down here in almost France?
It's not quite so nice here today.
Let's have a look. Since we're doing weather. Bottas is third. Ain't he normally a lot lower? He has been a lot this season, but that's been because his car has been pap, as has been his driving. So he's doing well in this race, which is why Mercedes are blowing smoke up his ass.
Which is ridiculous, because in that car, he should be fighting for the lead.
Yeah. There goes Daddy's boy past one of the...
Do they have jackets of teams they've driven for? How do you mean for that one? To buy, or...?
It means merch, I guess.
Or do you mean, do they get to keep their racing jumpsuit type thing? I would assume they do.
Usually they do, because they're specifically made for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
you can only use them a certain amount of times, can't you, before they need to be replaced. So they've got no other use for them. It's not like you can recycle it and give them to someone else.
Sometimes they sign them and auction them off and things like that for charity, but
they're full of sweat, aren't they? That's the thing as well. It's
yeah, there is that. Yeah, people want to buy sweat washing. Apparently. Yeah, well,
both Mercedes now reporting graining on the front.
Shame.
Well, if there is rain coming at 3:00, then that'll be interesting, because they're going to have to pit.
It's going to be after the pit window, because it's only expected to be a one-stop race.
Yeah,
I don't see
it. You can
personally.
see that haze in that long shot.
Yeah, if it rains, then it's going to be 2 or 3 stops.
I don't think the drivers have. Back in the day, they probably had jackets, but most of the time now, they'll have sponsors. They have a T-shirt thing that you can buy, similar to the Formula E ones. But back in the day, they would have had jackets. Now it's all kind of, if they're out of their race gear, they're in either team-sponsored shirts or whatever clothing manufacturer sponsors them.
Like polo shirts, that kind of thing, isn't it, generally?
Yeah. I think is a Mercedes, McLaren used to be Hugo Boss. I don't know if that was a Lewis sponsor.
Sorry to interrupt you, Duff, but Danny Rick is through on Fernando Alonso, and it looks like Norris is about to do the same.
There we go.
And
Norris.
And there it is. Both McLarens are past the Alpine of Alonso.
That's because obviously we're in France, the home of Renault, and all of their top brass are here today at the Grand Prix. So they're hoping for something a lot better than what they're doing in 10th and 12th.
Yeah, that won't sit well with the old top brass then.
It looks as though he's got a lot of wear on his tyres, though, Alonso.
Well, and Vettel is not far behind him either. It may not be long before he takes a stab at that as well.
Have you noticed as the season gone on? I've only noticed this recently, but when we started in Bahrain, they all had quite wide noses on the cars. And now they've started to get a lot thinner with a bulbous end. All of them are kind of got it now. They've massively changed the noses of these over the last 7 races.
Yeah, because it's part of the front wing, isn't it? So it's a pretty simple thing to change, I suppose.
That's what you mean now. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a big...
quite thick and bulbous when we started.
Yeah, but now there's quite a gap on the outside of that nose before you get to the wing section, isn't there?
Yeah,
it is interesting. Well spotted. Good spot.
It is a good spot.
So it's a kind of a visual development we can see on the cars so far this season already.
Oh, so I wonder if Lando's going to have a go at Danny now.
It'll be interesting.
You'd think so.
It's only 0.4 of a second behind.
Yeah.
Come on, Lando.
That's the thing, Jaeger, with Formula E, you get a lot closer. The races are shorter for one, but you get, because of the aero, with these, as you can see, with all the tiny little wings on wings on wings on wings, the aerodynamics is such a massive factor. And the problem with it is it's great for the car. It's great for the car. This is the most unaerodynamic thing I can find. But the problem is, there you go, we'll use the mouse. That's quite aerodynamic. So the wind will be great flowing over the car, but once you get behind it, all that air is massively turbulent and going everywhere. And another one of these coming up behind cannot work in that air, so they have to sit further behind in clean air. Where with Formula E, because you don't have that problem, you can get a lot closer racing.
It's like if you're on the train platform and the high speed train comes past and you're stood too close to the end. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. You get blown off the platform.
Yes.
It's a similar kind of thing, but driving a car behind you.
Do not stand at the platform edge, or you may get sucked off.
Hey, there you go. Duff, I'll set them up. You can knock them down.
Exactly. Site is massively complaining, saying that there's a lot more degradation than they expected.
See, this might end up as a two-stopper, even without the rain.
It's interesting. We haven't heard from anyone on the back on the harder tyre of
That's
them
true.
complaining of anything.
No, it'd be halfway through before they start to have troubles, I thought.
So replay. What did Bottas do? Did he? Oh yeah, Bottas gone off. Those tyres look pretty knackered.
Yeah, there's bits coming off them, isn't there? Oopsie.
Ooh. Will Bottas get a penalty there for not taking the escape? Like Mick Schumacher had to.
Potentially. Yeah,
I love that Alonso has left it till now to say, yeah, I'm struggling a bit here. I've only had 4 cars pass me before I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah.
It's quite a bumpy track, actually. Just watching Alonso going through there, he was on 3 wheels at one point.
There was a really good shot yesterday. They did a slow-mo of the cars, and they were all on 3 wheels coming around that bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whatever turn that is that they've just completed, you can see that right into the corner there is a massive dip that goes right into it. I guess it's so that water, once there, runs straight out. But
Danny Rick's got past the clear.
Yep.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah, and Leclerc
and Russell has now passed Latifi. So Russell's coming back now.
So the McLaren seems to be holding its tyres a lot better than the Ferrari, we can say.
Tell you what, as well, that podium last week has given Vettel a boost because he's now up to 10th.
Yeah, he's flying.
And Stroll's kind of not really done anything.
Nah, he's probably... Yeah. See, Lando's front left looks ruined.
Ruined?
So, scenes we're just seeing, and also a message from the future, Charles Leclerc is out. He is coming into the pit and he is not coming back out again.
Oh no.
Okay.
There he is, yep, coming into the pit. Oh, that's so good.
Oh no, he looks as though he's come back out.
He did come back out. The live timing lied to me.
Let's just put him at the bottom.
But he's still moving. I mean, I know he's in the pits, but...
haven't done the tyre right? No, looks all good.
No, he is back out. Very strange. Apologies.
So put him on hard, because I guess to see how long that lasts, isn't it? Because if there is rain coming, as the Duffcast predicts at 3 o'clock, hard tyres will probably do him until then, whereas everyone else, depending on what they do, it'll be interesting. But it's put him 19th, isn't it? So it's a bit... Unless everyone else stops, he's a bit too far out, I think.
Yeah, he's not going to come back from that, is he?
No.
Okay, I might bring that forward and say we might have rain within the next 20 minutes.
You can.
Potentially.
Yeah. It does seem to be brightening up on the TV feed, though. It seems like the sun is breaking out a little bit more than it was. Which would be interesting. If there are teams out there not paying as close attention to the radar as we are, might use this little break in the sunshine to come in.
Might
change
not
their
be
tires.
a lot, but there's definitely a blotch. Well, 2. There was originally 1 blotch on the radar, but there's definitely a second one ahead of that has now developed.
How do the hard tires respond to rain?
As good as any of the others.
Yeah.
Could you last a couple of laps on?
Nope.
No.
No,
Right.
it's the thing is, it's going to cool. The rain's going to cool your tires. So not only are you going to get the slippiness, your tires are going to start to cool down as well, which isn't going to help.
And that's when there's no grip and all the rest of it, and that's when they're sliding all over the place, which is good to watch, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, it's not what you want as a Formula 1 driver anyway. It's what we want. It's not what Mr. Formula One people would want. Where's my stream gone? Here it is. So Verstappen can't seem to do much about Lewis, can he, either? Which is the other frustrating thing. It's been a steady 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, when you look at his lap times, he's about 0.2 behind consistently. He's not really doing much of it. What did you say the gap is between them? About 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2.6.
And he's just losing 0.2 a lap, I think, and there's very little he can do about it.
To be honest, looking at the heat waves coming off the track, if we do get a light bit of rain, I don't think it's gonna. It might burn up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
because the heat waves coming off that long shot was ridiculous.
I mean, that would be the ideal to make it an interesting race, is if it's so hot there that it absolutely hammers down, it settles for a couple of laps, they've got to come in and change their tyres for that weather, then it dries up again immediately, and you've got to come back in again to change back onto slicks.
I think
again.
they'd stay out on the slicks and just see how it goes.
Yeah? Cool.
Danny Rick in the pit. Good pit stop, 2.3.
He's still coming out fairly down the field,
16th.
though. He's come out in 16th, yeah.
Jeez.
But he's only just behind Leclerc, so Leclerc's one out of that because Danny Rick had overtaken him.
Yeah.
Good point, Duff.
He's now 3 seconds behind. He's got a few laps of fresher tyres to hopefully catch him back up, but that didn't work for McLaren there at all.
Perhaps there is hope for Leclerc yet then. We thought that had dropped him so far down the field that he wasn't going to be able to recover, but maybe it is just all about the pitting.
It just depends, whether everyone else decides to stay out a bit longer. In which case, his tyre's going to be that much older than everyone else's.
Yes, Sainz is 30 seconds behind the leader, and he's only in 5th.
Yep, 17 laps as well. 30 seconds behind.
That's crazy.
Oh, here comes Merck. Here comes the Mercs.
So 2.5 seconds for Bottas.
Bottas, yeah.
It's odd to think that's maybe a little slow.
2.5, yeah. It's not brilliant, but it's all right.
Could it still be the wheel nut thing? They're just being careful.
It looks like he's going to come back out in 4th, though, which is a very good bit of pitting.
Yeah, he's got the gap.
If he can get his foot down now and go on a bit of a...
The question is, the only person we haven't heard mention that they have a tyre problem, once again, is Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Sainz and Gasly in, 2.7 seconds and 3.1 second stops, respectively. Let's see where they come back out.
Reasonable.
So they're down in that field of Danny Rick and Leclerc.
Sainz and Gasly.
So Sainz and Gasly are 15-16 behind Leclerc and Ricciardo in 13-14.
Nicely done, Danny.
Russell's in the pit, but it's not going to make much change to him.
No. Schumacher's going to get lapped in a lap or so. 1 minute 27 behind.
Sainz just pitted, didn't he?
He did. He's down in 15th.
He's lost out to Danny Rick and Leclerc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't such a bad move, boys.
No. Bad move by Ferrari. Good move for McLaren there to get him ahead.
I wonder how long they're going to keep Norris out for. Because they left him out, didn't they?
To be doing a bit better on his tyres than Danny Rick, didn't he? But
Here's Max. .3, that's not bad.
Okay, we may not get any rain.
Oh no.
The latest update has the rain coming a lot further east than the actual circuit is.
So the wind has taken it away.
Yes.
Oh, that's a shame. Never mind.
And the massive, massive rain that's a lot further east has also massively deteriorated as well. So I don't know if the temperature has had a massive effect.
Pushed it away.
So no, yeah, it looks as though we are now in for a dry race.
Oh well, never mind. Could be worse.
It could be worse. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton was told it's hammer time over the team radio.
Yes.
You're all singing it in your head, really.
And so, and actually, Mercedes are
now
coming out in the pit lane, and Hamilton's coming in. Okay.
And is that the Red Bull guys out as well?
Yeah, for Perez probably.
Yeah, with Hamilton in the pit, Perez is probably going to take this first place for a moment, isn't he? Let's have a look as he comes. As Hamilton
Depends if he comes in the pits.
Out of the pit lane. Here they come. Yeah, he's through. Perez is easily through. Good pit stop for Hamilton, though. 2.2 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just a very long pit lane, isn't it?
Yes.
And Verstappen is through as well.
Verstappen has pulled the undercut.
Yep, he's done him.
Wow.
Nicely done, son. Nicely done.
Wow.
Next to Hamilton, why does it say gap lap? I don't know. It does seem like a unnecessary column. Any ideas, gents, on the live timing website that we have
on
behind us?
The website? Sorry, let me have a look. Live by lap.
So you've got the columns name, lap, and then you've got gap, and next to Perez it just says lap.
Oh yeah, so it says lap.
Oh, it's just lap 20. Yeah. Okay.
Because there's no gap or interval if you're first. So the gap and interval is from max is from line 2.
Yeah.
So that's just saying it's lap 20. That's all.
And this information isn't provided, so I guess that's a premium paid thing if you want that level of detail. I don't know, but it hasn't been putting up intervals at all. So
I definitely think Verstappen massively utilised that lap with the fresh tyres.
And I think everybody did. Everybody that came in to the pit just had some stellar couple of laps out of that and were able to do really well, which is why Leclerc is now back up in 11. Most of that field from 10 up to 4 still need to pit, and so he's going to end up back in 5th at least, I would say, when that pit stop does happen.
I think you're right there, mate.
Very good strategy from Ferrari on Leclerc. Not so much on Sainz, but
certainly worked for Leclerc, isn't it?
I suppose you've got to do one before you can do the other, but still.
So when if Bottas has got the balls now to ever go at Lewis, or can he ever go at Lewis? Is he fast enough? I don't know.
They're focusing on the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton right now. Obviously, that's the main competition we've got going here. But it would be interesting if Bottas could have a go at Hamilton, being that he is consistently setting fastest laps.
Yes. And he's within DRS zone of Hamilton as well.
Yeah, that's what
Will Mercedes give the call?
Well, it'll soon tell you whether he's going or not, won't it?
Yep.
This is because that's like the kiss of death, really, isn't it? If you do that. So they still haven't pitted Norris, Vettel, and Stroll yet, have they?
No. Or Ocon.
No. Or Ocon, sorry, yeah.
Or Giovinazzi and Raikkonen, but that's irrelevant to this. At this
yeah.
stage.
Interesting to see, because if Norris keeps on going for another 8 or 9 laps, he might well get on the mediums.
I don't know what Verstappen was complaining about, but he was not happy.
No.
He's not very calm at all.
Couldn't hear what he said now.
Yeah, no.
I heard him say calm down.
Yeah, well, because he was shouting, it distorted the team radio and we couldn't actually understand what he was saying, but...
Formula 1 say.
Why is Martin Brundle sucking on helium?
No idea.
I think
so
Hamilton
they made him change for help.
Yeah, they made him change a setting, but they were talking to him whilst he's trying to drive, as opposed to what he'd normally be doing during a race.
Who was that? Verstappen or Hamilton? Hamilton. Is that what he was saying?
No.
I'm driving, guys.
Okay.
Get me scooter ready, lads.
Yeah, I've had enough. Get the scooter ready.
Scooter ready, phone, and I'll be off. Thank you.
So are they going to knacker Sergio again by not pitting him soon enough?
It does seem that way at the moment.
Because at the moment, was it not as Norris hasn't pitted?
Nope. No pity for Norris.
So what have we got here? 5, 6, 6 and 25.
They're going to struggle to bring him out.
He's going to come out probably 7th at this stage.
Mm-hmm. You think you need 23 seconds already for a pit stop, something like that?
Well, Hamilton's pit stop was 30 seconds total.
Yeah, well,
that was a pretty good one. So,
jeez, right. Well, in that case, he's knackered.
Yeah, so he's going to come out behind Vettel in 6th at current kind of rate. I mean, Norris, Vettel, Stroll, Ocon, Giovinazzi still need to pit, but so you'd assume that Perez depending on when they bring Perez in. Perez needs to come in now, really.
Yes. Yeah,
so
massively.
So that he stays ahead of those others in that middle pack that haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, because they're only going to get pushing harder and harder on their new tyres.
Yeah.
Because if you get stuck in that...
Although saying that, last time I looked up... that's right. Yeah, Verstappen's taken 2 seconds out of him. They need to get him in now.
Unless he lets Max pass nicely.
And then holds up Hamilton.
And then goes
possibly,
in the
pits. But do they take that risk? If he doesn't hold him back, then they've knackered themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the way that the season is going, you've got to be going for the constructor points from both of your drivers, right? Rather than trying to focus on a driver championship for one person.
Yes, I agree with that.
No, Perez needs to come in. Absolutely needs to come in.
Know how they're blowing some smoke.
We've seen it a couple of times before. They're dodgy calls, Red Bull, on the strategy.
Yeah.
And
it's not exclusive to one driver or the other either. They just are not very good at strategy.
No, they've knackered Verstappen out of a win before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Okay, so I think we are going to get our wish at the end of this lap. Hopefully it's not too little too late.
I believe so.
Yes. See by the timing screen, he's in.
From the future. Message from the future.
Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not.
Yes, this time it was.
If there's a crash, it does help us focus on the footage. Something's going to happen.
With every refresh of the radar, the window is getting smaller and smaller of rain. The area is just getting smaller and smaller.
So it's not going to happen.
Yeah, well,
is what you're saying.
So yeah, definitely no rain.
Here's Perez then,
and we're only halfway through.
Let's see how long this was. Give us the number, F1. Come on.
He's back out in 4th.
Here we go.
33 seconds in the pits. Didn't give us the time actually in the...
No, we've 29. Now got Norris in. He has been complaining a lot of why he's been kept out so long.
2.6 seconds for Lando. I'm not sure what the hell happened with Perez's information, but we never found out how long his actual stop was. And then they dropped the overall time to 29 seconds. So
Jesus Christ, has brought Norris out in like 13th place, 14th place.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But I think Perez out in 4th is exactly what they could have hoped for. That is the best case scenario there. So good.
He is now 18 seconds off the pace of the front runners, though.
Yeah, and he's not going to make that up, is he?
No.
I don't think.
No.
Now it's about whether Max can hold off those Mercs for 20-odd laps.
I mean, I suppose it just takes a little bit of overzealousness from Hamilton trying to get past Verstappen and takes the both of them out, and suddenly Perez is in 2nd.
I take it Vettel hasn't pitted. Because if he is, that's superb in 5th.
No, he has not pitted. And although, we're not a big fan of the guy, it has to be said, Lance Stroll doing well to be up in 6th now, having started at the back. He's
not pitted either, though, I don't think.
No.
They would have started on the hard tyre, being out of the top 10.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we're not expecting them to come into between 25 and 35?
Yep. Somewhere within that gap.
So the AWS pit stop strategy is now suggesting that now is the time that people should be pitting. So we're slightly overdue on that, I think.
Just ahead of the game once again on the call of when the pit stops should be.
Yeah.
There's not been a lot of...
Bottas has dropped back now and is about a second behind Lewis.
Yeah.
Is he just keeping his tyres though now, potentially?
There's a possibility now that we're only halfway through.
I saying there's no point being right up behind him and killing yourself, tyres-wise. You can keep him until the end of the race or a little bit longer, perhaps. I'm not sure.
I mean, looking at the information that we've got, the fact that Bottas is still setting fastest laps, I think it's more that Hamilton is being more aggressive in attacking Verstappen, and Bottas is just worrying about his own driving.
Dropped back, got in some fresh air, but he's still gunning it. He's just giving himself that nice bit of room.
Yeah, I think that is it.
To be fair, Bottas has got a lot of the fastest laps this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even when he was down in the kind of 10s range, he was setting them.
I think it's gotten a bit ridiculous that the top 4 now are usually so far ahead of the rest of the field, they get a chance to have an extra pit stop to go for fastest lap. That is a bit silly.
Well, we discussed it last race, didn't we? That you've got definite tiering going on in terms
massively.
Of this. You've got Mercedes and Red Bull in the top tier, and then you've got that middle pack of your Ferraris, your McLarens. Suppose you might put Alpha in there as well, possibly.
Yeah, Alpine are kind of in and out of it. And,
I think that's about it in
Aston
that middle
Martin
field.
And
Aston Martin, I suppose, and then you've got everyone else, the Williamses, the Haas, that kind of lower tier. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I feel positively about it, to be honest.
Oh, no.
To be fair, I think it's always been there.
Yeah?
Yes.
You always get those teams that previously chucked tons of money at it, and unfortunately, over the last few years, it's kind of only been one team at the top and then a midfield. You've always had your Minardis, your Arrows, and that the last few years, McLaren, Williams, that were always kind of your back markers. You had your Lotuses, your Marussias, your Hispania, that kind of thing.
HRT.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily mind the back markers. That's just new teams trying to work their way into it a little bit. I think I more dislike the separation
of the front.
Of the front from the middle pack. I'd like to see at any given point anybody in that kind of top 12 is able to have an excellent race and win.
It's a shame that
it does happen.
It's all with such constraints in the rules. It's more now about money than it is about coming up with something new. Because the last time we had, it'd be the F duct in 2011 was probably the last real new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, double diffuser, and all these things that kind of get banned. I actually watched a video the other day on the banned things that NF1 that are coming back next year.
There's a few.
A lot of banned F1 technology is coming back next year.
It's going to be interesting to see the order. I don't think it'll change that much, if I'm brutally honest, but it'll be interesting to see. Maybe Williams will spring a surprise. Who knows?
Yes.
I suppose it's fairly similar to the Premier League argument of the top teams that just don't need to worry about having good coaching or development. They can just throw their money at a top striker and take it away, really. And that you've always got that top tier of teams, and then you've got the rest of the league.
It's like Norwich are a great example of that. Usually when they go into the Premiership, like they have done this year, they'll last about a season because they don't have the backing behind to get the great players, and so they'll go down and they'll spend maybe 1-2 years in the Championship, win it again and go back up, and then the cycle kind of repeats.
Yes, very much so.
And they kind of got the money and everything to be good for the Championship, but as soon as they go up, they can't stay up, come back down, go back up, come back down, and it's just been like that for years.
So it's a slightly related but different question then. Do you think there's a place possibly for some kind of promotion relegation system between Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3? I mean, I suppose many of the teams are the same kind of teams, but just with different
I think it's just
development.
cost. The cost between the series is so different that is it Carlin or ART that were thinking about coming up to Formula 1?
Carlin,
it's just the massive costs. They're doing well in Formula 2. Why spend all that money to sit at the back with HRT, Haas, when you're winning? You're getting that money coming in.
And they're in IndyCar, Carlin as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Yeah.
With Max Chilton and can't remember who the other guy is. There's two of them.
But it's a case, if you were starting up a team, would you prefer to win all the time in Formula 2 or be at the back of the grid every race in Formula 1?
Yeah, there is.
From a business perspective, you're going to get more sponsors winning Formula 2 you are barely being on camera in Formula 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're always going to get more media coverage in Formula 1 because, there's more racism. Not everyone watches
it looks as
Formula
though
2.
this race might be changing into a two-stop.
None of the
drivers think their tyres will last.
No, Verstappen was just on the team radio absolutely livid.
And Lewis. They just spoke to Lewis and they said Verstappen doesn't think his tyres will last. And Lewis just said, I don't think so either.
What, he doesn't think his will, or he doesn't think Verstappen's will?
No, he doesn't think his will.
Oh. There you go. So, up yours, Amazon.
But then, is this a great call for those that started on the hard? For them, it might still be a one-stop race.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was close.
Yeah. Lando not happy on the radio.
Yeah.
They said that this had been noted. They're not investigating it. It had been noted, whatever that means.
Yes.
It'll probably be a slap on the wrist later for them. Well, for Gasly.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point from them. That could actually work out well for Perez in the end.
Yeah, potentially.
Because it could mean he only does a one-stop.
In which case, he's quids in.
Yeah. But the same with like Vettel and Stroll, who haven't even pitted yet.
This could really change things. This was exactly the same as what happened last time, is it not?
Yes.
Mm.
And so
it worked out for Vettel, didn't it?
It really did. Wow.
Another soft drink, gentlemen.
It's a hard life, Rhys, but someone's got to live it, you know?
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to not have a beer till later. Fine. Yeah, that's an interesting thought on the old strategy.
Yes. That could properly mix this up. Someone on a chat's just put go Mazepin.
Go
Mazepin. Oh, God.
Who equally hasn't pitted yet.
No.
Neither's Raikkonen, and neither has the two Aston Martins.
That's a very good point.
It is all the ones that started on the hards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lando is pushing through.
End up being the right choice.
Well,
Yeah, unless it's blazing sunshine, being on the hards seems to be the best call for you, really. 2 laps in a row, 2 races in a row where that's been the case, that the hards have been the best tyre.
But it's interesting because the others have gone onto the hard and they don't seem to be able to get them to work. They've worn them out massively.
Yeah.
Bottas just said there's no chance of getting to the end with these tyres as well.
Is it a speed thing then, perhaps?
So yeah, how have Vettel and Stroll managed to go 32 laps on these, yet the others are struggling after 10?
Yeah.
Well,
and then Norris is flying on him.
Here's the thing, though. You've got Vettel and Stroll doing lap times at around 140. Everyone else is doing 138s or 139s, all the way down to Leclerc, Raikkonen, and the other group that are doing well with their hard tyres, and they're all in that 140 mark. So could it be that little extra bit of speed and having to corner at speed is destroying their hard tyres more so than it is the people who are going that touch slower? Could that be the case?
Possibly. Verstappen's pitting!
Yep.
Wow. Here we go.
Going back onto the medium.
20 laps on the mediums.
You can do it, can't you? I think
if you refer to the notes, chaps, and look at the tyre drop-off rate graph, you might question that decision.
Yeah.
I know we can't share it on stream, but it does show you because the drop-off rate's a lot slower and not that dissimilar to the hards.
Yes.
But I can share it on stream. Here you go.
There we go, folks.
There it is. Right behind us there. There you go. It's a bit bright, but so the red line is the softs, the yellow line is the medium, and the barely visible, not visible at all on the stream, grey line is the hards. Mediums are lasting. Or the drop off is happening pretty rigorously at around 25-ish laps. But it's a consistent drop, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes off a cliff after about 18, 19, doesn't it, when it starts to go up a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas the mediums are fairly steady, rather than it being a massive cliff until, say, lap 25, give or take. But yeah, interesting. So it's worth explaining to the viewers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hamilton's coming in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, once one of them's done it, they might as well all do it, don't they?
They've all got to do it, really, haven't they? Otherwise, they really come a cropper.
All chances of rain now on the radar have disappeared.
Okay.
Very windy, though, looking at those flags, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You can see the vortices off the car.
Yeah. I know what it means.
This is faster than you.
Go on, Lando, boy. He's going to do him here, isn't he?
He has pitted a lot later, though, so he's got a lot fresher tyres.
And this is really where team orders should come in. It's, one car is clearly faster.
Yeah, for this reason, I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Not purely based because someone's going to win a championship. If you're going to win a championship, you should be able to get past them. If it's purely for team, position, like someone's on a different strategy, then that's different. You should be allowed. You should say, "Yep, Lando's fast," or "Danny Rick's faster than you," or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's more if Lando was behind Ricciardo, not able to fight it, he's losing time where he could be out attacking Stroll and Vettel, where Ricciardo is in a position to do that. It just makes more sense.
So Hamilton has just said that his front's losing. It's the rears The rears are fine. It's the fronts that are the problem. So are they going to try and keep them out, maybe?
Perez is only 11 seconds behind him now, mind as well.
Yeah.
He's been sneaking up slowly, which we didn't think he'd do.
Always good on his tyres. How he does it compared to everyone else, I'll never know.
So what you said earlier is spot on. He may not need to pit again.
Yeah.
And if
which case he's won it.
Yeah.
If he hasn't got to pit again, he's won it.
Yeah.
Well, Verstappen's only 2 seconds behind him, and cutting that out, he's on the medium tyres. Could be a 1-2 for Red Bull.
That's true. Go on, Lando, past Webber. No, Webber. Sorry,
Webber.
I'm in the wrong. Stroll. That's it. Jesus.
You think of Webber's back in the Jaguar or something?
It's on the soft drinks. I'm sorry.
Are you all wearing Formula hats? Yes, I've got my Formula E hat on. Rhys has got his McLaren hat on, and Duff has got his McLaren hat on. Or have you got your Giants hat on? It's hard to tell.
I've got my Giants hat. I can't find my McLaren hat.
So he's just pretending.
Yes, because you can't tell this way around.
No.
This is a Max Verstappen hat, not a McLaren hat.
Oh, is it?
If I turn it around, hang on.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
There you go.
Is that new?
No. I got this from Spa a couple of years ago.
Nice.
I've always thought that was a McLaren hat this entire time.
Yeah, I have.
Nice Red Bull. Yeah.
What are Red Bull doing interloping on McLaren orange then?
Well, because it was the Dutch orange on it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right.
Did you see in any of the pre-stream? He's got his Uber orange boots on. They are like day glow orange. It's amazing.
Well,
are they like Hamilton's green wellies that he had the other day?
Oh, what on earth they
what
were.
the fuck is that? Fucking idiot.
It was more sole than it was boot.
I think he likes to think
hang on,
himself as
Verstappen just
having...
got past Perez.
Oh.
Yes, he has.
Well, that's probably because
He's
he set the
pretty much
fastest
let him
lap. 1:36.404.
You walked past him.
That is way faster.
He just said thank you for that on the radio. But yeah, he managed to catch him 2 seconds in like a lap, so it makes sense.
Yeah, he's on 1:36. Nobody else is anywhere near that lap time.
No, Lewis is 1:38, isn't he?
Yeah.
Low 1:38s, but still.
So this may convince Lewis to come in now.
Only 11 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, and it's a 20-odd second pit stop.
Yep, he's going to come out behind him.
He's
Both of them are.
taken out chunks of time on the Mercedes.
Yeah, it's more like a 30-second pit stop, Duff, to be honest.
If it stayed like this, he would still beat him if they didn't pit.
Yeah, well, this is what happened. This is the reverse of what happened to Max a couple of races ago, isn't it?
In Spain, yeah.
Yeah, and we're all ripping it out of Red Bull, saying shit strategy, and now Red Bull have just done the same thing to Merck, haven't they? But what Merck need to do is pit now, put some softs on, and then he'll probably have the pace to make it up and get past him. But the longer they leave it, it's very fancy. Yeah, mate, it's a cool hat. This is my favourite hat.
Rhys, lean back a touch. You're right over the top of the microphone and way louder than
sorry, dude. No worries.
You're getting excited.
I was engrossed. There you go.
That's much better.
It's silly microphone.
Down to 10 seconds. He is dropping time off those Mercedes like nobody's business.
They're going to get to a point where they've left this too late, like Red Bull did in Spain. It's going to be a similar thing for them.
The question is now, with him pushing, how long are those medium tyres going to last?
No, well, that's it, isn't it?
I think they've gone into this expecting them to last the rest of the race, and you've got Perez there as the backup, if not. But Perez is increasing his pace. Although he's let Verstappen through, 1:37.886. So still faster than the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put the link in for the current Formula One hat, and there's 20% off currently on the Formula One website, on the F1 website. Not that I'm on commission. I really wish I was.
That would be a lot of commission for Formula One merch.
Absolutely.
That is not.
Although, you know what? It's not too bad, actually. You're looking at 40 quid.
I really like the
quid.
Lewis Hamilton special edition a plaid McLaren hat.
Like a
That
kilt
is
thing,
nice. Yeah.
If you scroll down a bit more, look at the Alpine one. The Ocon stretch snap France cap. That's very nice.
That's interesting.
Have they got any enclosed hats, or are they all these snapback ones?
Oh, they're all different manufacturers.
Yeah.
So possibly I can only see the fronts.
Nah.
Alfa Romeo one looks as though it might be a enclosed. No, it's not.
No, I don't think they do. I don't think you can filter it by cap type either.
Problem with Max's radio.
To be honest, I think this one, which I'll pop in the chat here, might well be the one for Jez.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Can you move your microphone? Yeah, 200 miles an hour. I'll just put my finger in the helmet and move the microphone.
I'll just bring that onto the stream for everyone to see. But I tell you what, I could pull this off. I could pull this off. I could rock
It's a Lando
that.
one, isn't it? I quite like it.
No, it's
a Hamilton one. There was a Lando one.
Well, it's a Mercedes generic one, so it doesn't necessarily have to be Lewis, but I could pull that off, mate. You may joke, but I could pull that off.
Scroll further down. There's a Lando one that reminds me of massive 90s, rave hat. One of those.
Yeah. The green one.
Bucket hats.
That is cool. This is cool.
Scroll down.
Yeah, there it is. 34
the Lando
quid.
one is great.
It's nice though for 34. Well, it's not too bad. 34 quid, really, I suppose, because they are nice caps.
That's about what I pay for a NFL cap.
NFL one, yeah.
Is that about what they cost?
Yeah, they're kind of designer hats, for lack of a better term. Your New Eras and your brand hats.
I'll send it on Discord, Jaeger. I'm assuming that's what you mean. There you go.
No,
it's in your Discord chat.
He lost his radio. We can't hear. The team can't hear what Max is saying.
Well, considering all he's been doing this entire race is shouting about nothing, I'm not sure that's a bad thing, really.
So what's the gap now? 7.1. So he slowed down a bit, hasn't he, in terms of pulling them in?
Yeah, Jaeger just wants the generic hat, like a generic F1 hat, rather than the.
There is Formula One merchandise.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably get something similar to the Formula E hat I've got. Like from this side, it just looks like Formula E. I know it says Nissan, but it looks just like a Formula E hat. But then on the other side, it's very clearly Nissan. So you could. Man, I still look like a 12-year-old, even with a beard, with a front-facing cap. I still just look like a 12-year-old.
Mm.
You can get Formula One hats are race specific, so you can buy a Spain one, or you can buy
a good idea. Yeah.
Austria one, or
wait for the Silverstone one when it comes out in a couple of weeks. Yeah. You might get a welcome back crowds type deal.
Here we go. Mercedes are looking. They're going to sort something out.
They need to.
Yeah.
He's now got down to the gap's now down to 6 seconds. He's half the gap.
Yeah. Norris got himself up to fifth.
They'd be best off, like you said, going on the softs and then just literally putting the hammer down.
Yeah, try and cane the last 13 laps.
Yeah.
Be surprised if they did. If they don't do something now, they've got to do something. Otherwise, they're going to be.
Yeah.
Well, they've lost him, haven't they? Because he's going to walk past him. You'd imagine.
And considering we didn't get the weather we wanted, at least we have this intrigue going into the last 13 laps. It could have just been a procession. I'm glad that this is the Formula One experience we're getting in 2021. It's not just there is a front runner and that's it.
Yeah. Actually, with this 25% off the whole website, it actually makes even the team tops quite affordable. They're about like 40 odd quid.
Yeah, and some of it's really nice as well.
Yeah. I might have to purchase.
Yes. Oh, hang on. We haven't done our driver of the day vote, gents.
Oh, no.
Is it open?
I'd have thought so by now.
Yeah, we haven't done any predictions in this race either. Should we do some now? Should we pick two and predict a winner?
Yep. I'm just going to make sure my vote's in. There we go. Done my vote.
So who are our two? Are we saying Hamilton or Verstappen? Is that what we're saying for our prediction?
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. Unless it's unless one of them has a blowout or something. So, yeah, Perez is still only 4 seconds behind Verstappen, so he's keeping him honest enough.
There you go. 5 minutes. Prediction has begun.
Who are we officially voting for as well?
Mazepin.
Yeah, always Mazepin.
Always.
I blame you three for my liking motorsports again. You are welcome.
That's what we're here for, pal. Well, whilst I'm here, I can give this another bash. There we go.
Yeah, why not?
To be fair, Jaeger, I think the thing is, it was quite a stalemate in Formula One for a long time. Well, the last 7 years I suppose before that, even Red Bull, because once they kind of won second, then third, then fourth, it was like, okay, this is all Red Bull now.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Mercedes dominance, it has kind of put a bit of a stalemate on Formula One for nearly 10 years.
There you go, gents.
So,
have a little look at the stream.
If I could show it, it would show exactly the same. I love the fact that after all that stuff that happened with Mazepin and Schumacher's back ahead again.
Yeah. And it really didn't take that long. We lost interest in that thing at the back, but I don't think it took very long for Schumacher to close that gap and get back over the top of Mazepin.
No. George is doing well in third inning as well, to be fair.
Yeah, massively.
That's decent.
He's ahead of the Alpine, which is great. And then Leclerc, God knows what's happened to him this race.
Yeah, he's really struggling, isn't he?
Ooh. Perez is predicted to catch Bottas in the last 4 laps.
Yeah, I'd say it's about right.
Good.
So Verstappen's only a second now, isn't he?
I am tempted to buy the Aston Martin shirt that they wear for their interviews.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
I like the green.
It is a damn good merch.
So with 10 laps to go, here are the current standings. Hamilton leads Bottas in second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth, Norris fifth, Danny Rick 6th, Gasly 7th, Alonso 8th, Sainz 9th, and Vettel 10th. Yuki Tsunoda 11th, Lance Stroll 12th, George Russell 13th, Esteban Ocon 14th, Antonio Giovinazzi 15th, Charles Leclerc 16th. That's a fall from grace, considering he was working his way back through. Raikkonen 17th, Latifi 18th, and Schumacher and Mazepin in the rear.
Giggity.
Interesting. Bottas came on the team radio and said, I know you want me to help block Verstappen, but my tyres are so shot, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Interesting. Is that him saying, that is what I've been told to do? Or is that saying...
He's been told to block Verstappen.
Yeah. Or is it just, I know my role, but I can't do it?
Yeah. Bit of both.
How explicit is the order?
It's basically him saying it on like TVs. Look at what they're making me do, but I can't do it. I think
I couldn't quite understand what that team radio was, but I think they've just told Hamilton that he needs to go to the end of the race on his tyres. I think that's what they just said on his team radio.
Well.
Yeah, but it's true. If he does pit now, that's it. He's not winning the race.
No.
Oh no.
He'll be coming out in 4th.
Yeah. And so if he's going to be overtaken and drop through, he's got more chance of taking 2nd or 3rd than he has pitting and being in 4th and not being able to challenge. So I think staying out, regardless of what his tyres are doing, is the best strategy right now for Mercedes. Verstappen now is 0.8 seconds behind Bottas. This isn't going to take very long, I don't think.
He's a nice gap, Jaeger.
How long it takes him to get past Bottas is going to decide who wins the race.
Oh, it's
he's going to get him on the straight in the air.
It's imminent.
No, not close enough. Oh, Bottas is off.
There you
go. Oh.
Yeah, there it is. That's it. He's through.
He's through,
He'll take him into the corner.
Didn't take long at all.
Oh! Was that a bit of
Bottas
collision?
is coming back.
No, that's it. He's through.
He got
Done. There was a little bit of a love tap there, though, I think. Bit of wheel to wheel.
Absolutely.
Bit of excitement.
Yeah. He was too busy trying to defend that he just locked himself in that corner.
I mean, that would be one way to play the role for your team, wouldn't it? Is if you just crashed into Verstappen.
Yeah, take him off.
What's that? You'd like Lewis to win? Oh, sorry, Max. Don't know what happened.
I mean, it's happened.
It's happened. Look at Crashgate back in 2008.
Yeah, it's a long time ago now, isn't it?
Was it?
Flavio and Nelson Piquet Jr.
crashed it so that Fernando would win.
Yeah.
I think I watched that one at your house, Rhys, actually.
You might well have done, yes. And then there's other ones where you look at Senna and Prost taking each other off 2 years on the trot so they'd win the championship.
Schumacher did it 2 years in a row.
Yep, to Damon.
Did it to Damon and then tried to do it to Villeneuve.
Yep. There's that iconic bit of commentary from Rundle, isn't there? Where he's shouting, "You didn't do it, Michael. It didn't work. It didn't work."
Yeah. That was the Villeneuve one.
Yeah, it was obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tried to take him out of the first corner of the race. And knackered himself and instantly lost the championship.
Was that in the time where you could just crash your car, run back to the pits and grab the spare?
Not quite. Just after that.
All right.
But they used to. Like when Brundle was racing.
That'd be one way of doing it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if like the race was red red flagged, they all had a spare car, so you could just hop in the spare. Even if you'd caused a massive crash at the start, you just hop in the spare and crack on.
It was starting to get crazy though, because that was the same era they were talking about bringing in qualifying cars and developing a separate car just for qualifying, which would have been insane.
Who was that on the team radio telling his team off then? Was that Verstappen?
Bottas.
Yeah. He's like, I told you it was going to be a two-stop.
Because Perez is now only 1.6 seconds behind Bottas.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to do him.
Yep.
Perez is going to get him.
I am the Totinator. I am not happy. I will kill you all.
Unfortunately, I'll be back next season. Didn't he sign a 3 or 5 year extension?
3 year, yeah. That had his pre-order. Oh yeah. 12th of July though, so it's not too far to wait. It's a nice cap though, yeah, that one, I'm gonna say.
Okay, voting is now open for the effing racer of the day. Your choices are Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, or Lando Norris. And I am putting my vote straight in for Perez. I think he has done stellar work today.
Likewise.
I'm going to wait just in case.
You got 10 minutes. There's absolutely no rush.
Well,
Mercedes are getting ready in the pits.
No, really?
Yeah. Mercedes
Fastest lap point, doesn't it?
They're getting ready in the pits.
For Bottas, yeah.
Bottas,
so in our Hamilton Verstappen, who will win? 61% Hamilton, 39 Verstappen at the moment.
Well, and it's closed, I believe. I think the prediction is closed. So
yes.
So we'll wait and see before we choose that outcome.
Ooh. Yeah, they might as well pull him in now and get the fastest lap point. Because they're not. Well, I would imagine that if Max gets past Lewis, they'll do the same.
He's just lost a podium. Bottas now, he's going to be fuming.
He is going to be livid, isn't he? And all because he wanted to listen to the Effing Racing Show strategy of a two-stop rather than the Amazon, the AWS.
Amazon.
What do they know?
Yeah, exactly.
5 seconds now, 6 laps to go.
He's holding him off, isn't he, at the minute? It's been 5 seconds for a few laps now.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. A chance at a third place. What's the difference between third and fourth in the points? It's a good 5 points, right?
It's 3 points difference, I think, isn't it?
So the last load of laps, it's probably about even. I don't know if Verstappen can do it.
He's still let me see. He's about 9/10 a second. 9/10 of a second faster per lap than Hamilton. So what are we at? We're talking about 5. Yeah, no, I don't think he can either. We're about 5 laps away from him being able to challenge, and that takes you to the end of the race. And he's
still got to try and get past him.
Yeah, yeah. So no, I think you're right. I don't think he can do it
unless Hamilton makes a mistake.
He's got it down to 3.9 now, hasn't he?
There's some back markers.
Yeah,
at least you can see him.
The gap closes in the corners, obviously, with Red Bull being able to corner better.
What did he say?
I don't know what he said. It was very distorted, but he's very nervous, is Lewis. I don't think he's got that same confidence that he had last year or in previous years. He knows that it isn't a cakewalk for him this year. And I don't think he's handling that pressure quite as well as he should do.
No,
he went off.
Oh,
that might be the mistake.
We're watching Bottas now.
Perez going for Bottas. Yeah,
easy, like candy from a child. I'd have thought.
We've seen Bottas make a mistake before.
It's confusing now, isn't it? Because there's 2 Red Bulls trying to get past 2 Mercedes, and they look obviously look the same. Because
Hamilton team radio
still didn't get it.
3 now.
Just leave me to it. Yeah.
Come on, Sergio.
2.9 Verstappen. I don't know if he can do it. He's just not taken out enough time.
No.
He needs Hamilton to make a mistake.
Well, he already made one mistake, and that I think that was the 2 seconds that he's made up, where Hamilton went off the track. Now what we need is Mercedes to keep talking in Lewis's ear to piss him off, and then that'll give Verstappen a chance.
It looks as though they're not bringing Bottas in then.
No.
Oh no! I thought Perez had done him then.
It did look like he was. I think he's going to on the next straight though.
Yeah, Bottas ran wide.
Here it'll be. He's just got the better. There it is. There it is.
Come on!
As long as he can hold it into the corner, easy. No problem whatsoever.
Well done, Perez.
Good move, isn't it? This is what Red Bull have been missing the past 3 years, isn't it?
But Bottas. Oh no! Took a terrible line there.
But Bottas now can. He's now lost his 3rd place. He can still pit and go for the fastest lap and still be in 4th.
He's not got the tyres to attack. You can see there.
No, he's not going to take back his place, so he'll come in the pits now.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's got any sense, he would.
Yeah. But I still think it was worth waiting to see if he could hold off Perez.
Oh, definitely. Now like you say, now it makes sense to come in, get that fastest lap.
Yeah.
And you end up with near enough third place points anyway with the extra point, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not that far off.
No.
No, correct. All right, we've seen it now. Come on.
And he's done.
2.4.
So now in the final 3 laps of this race, the focus completely switches to can Verstappen do anything about Lewis Hamilton?
So,
there's a
yeah, was that the right
2.09
choice by
second
Red
gap.
Bull? Was that the right choice by Red Bull? Because Verstappen was in the lead.
I still think it was. I still think so. I think it would have been in big trouble now if he'd have stayed on the same tyres. He really would not have made it to the end of the race.
1.8 with 3 laps to go.
1.5 now.
So this could come down to the last lap.
Yeah.
In the current lap, Verstappen is a whole second faster. 136.968 from Verstappen, 137.946 from Hamilton. So it is a faster car, for sure. Hamilton is struggling.
Yeah.
That is right. Come on, Maxi boy. I've got my cap on for you. You've got to do it.
I bet there's a lot of Dutch fans in that grandstand. Those grandstands looks pretty full.
Yes. Seems to have a tidy crowd there. 1.5.
I'd be interested to see with this Delta variant in the UK at the moment, what's going to happen fan-wise at Silverstone.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I haven't got tickets for it, to be honest, this year.
Oh, that was quite wide from Hamilton.
1.1 seconds now. It is closing.
2 laps with DRS.
Yeah.
It's closing every corner. Now under a second.
Come on, Maxi boy. Maximilian. If he is a Maximilian.
Maximilian J. Verstappen.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
0.8, 0.7.
Oh, Russell up
0.5.
into 12th.
Yes.
I believe.
Close this gap.
I believe. I think this is happening. I've turned around my opinion in the last 3 minutes, but he's doing it.
0.6.
I thought you were going to say you turned around your cap. Then I was thinking, no, he hasn't. That never happens.
Delta variant, Jaeger is the Indian variant. They've just given it a different name.
A more politically correct name.
People, to stop stupid people reacting against Indians.
Yeah. I prefer to call it the Johnson variant, being that it could have not come into the country if it were not for his terrible management of our country.
There's a race on here, boys.
So we've got 2 laps left.
COVID.
Under investigation, Perez and Bottas.
Really?
A turn 11 incident.
Corners?
I think it's probably where Bottas went off slightly. I don't know. I don't think anything will come from that.
I didn't even see an incident.
No, me. Perez probably wants to put his foot down a bit and just make sure he's got a 5-second gap just in case.
Yeah.
So here
we
go.
Here it comes. He's done him. Not a problem. There it is.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Right in front of the crowd. Right in front of the crowd. What a roar.
Oh. And he's already half a second ahead.
We've missed that, haven't we?
Look at that crowd
Let's be honest. Man, that gave me goosebumps. I've missed that. I've absolutely missed that.
1 and a bit laps. That is superb. Well done.
See you, Lulu.
I say nearly a second ahead. Is there any point now in Hamilton challenging? He hasn't got the tyres.
No. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't lose another place to Perez. There's still time for that if he does something stupid trying to chase. So no, be happy with your second and go for it. I would suggest to Hamilton.
They haven't brought Bottas in for the fastest lap.
No, that'll piss him off as well. Who's currently got the fastest lap?
Verstappen.
That makes sense. Simply lovely.
Yeah. So no time to come in now for Bottas. He's not doing it.
No.
Barring any kind of crazy salvaging going on in the back of the field, Verstappen has got the extra point for the fastest lap as well.
Although, I was going to say, depending on... No, not even a time penalty could put Norris in third, though, could it?
No.
He's too far
50
behind.
seconds behind.
Jesus Christ! Schumacher is a clear 9 seconds ahead of Mazepin, even after being behind him for most of the race.
I don't think we're surprised by that.
Next to Perez and Bottas is that they're under investigation.
But
so it's a little magnifying glass with an eye in it.
Yeah.
Where he looks pissed. Fucking hell. It's already 2 seconds ahead. It'll be quite the investigation, I get the feeling, in the old Mercedes garage after this.
Yeah, it's going to be an after the race dealie, isn't it?
Mm.
Hello, little cute girl. How you doing?
Hello.
So Sergio Perez is officially the effing racer of the day, and I think
I totally agree.
Yep.
And here he comes, Max across the line to win.
Max Verstappen wins the French Grand Prix. Another well-deserved win.
3 seconds ahead of Lewis. Incredible. Perez on the podium again.
Well, I tell you what, I was gearing myself up for a disappointing race after you told me there wasn't going to be any rain, but that was pretty damn good, to be honest.
Yeah, yes. It was good. I was worrying about the same, to be honest, boys, and
came right down to the wire with only a lap and a half to go. Superb. Great strategy by Red Bull for both drivers.
The techno will be blaring out to the garage shortly at Red Bull.
Oh, yeah.
So why on the live feed do we not have checkered flags from 5 through to 11, but then we do from 12 through to 19? What's that about?
Because of the gap, the ones 12 down have finished a lap before.
Once the leader crosses the line, that's it. Whoever comes past that doesn't.
So they don't get to do their lap. So it just shows you that first through fifth have lapped up to 12th.
Yeah. I understand. Thank you for that excellent explanation. You've made that very clear for me.
What we're here for.
It seems odd, but yeah, they're just...
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's no way of that backfield catching up without having to collide with Max Verstappen doing his waving around the course, so they don't let him. Okay, I like it.
Hey, we finally get the victory radio.
Okay, so here is your final standings. Max Verstappen in first, Lewis Hamilton in second, and Sergio Perez in third. That's your podium. Valtteri Bottas fourth, Lando Norris fifth. Good digs for him. Danny Rick in sixth. Pierre Gasly in seventh. Fernando Alonso in eighth. Sebastian Vettel ninth. That's not too bad for him either.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Stroll 10th. Carlos Sainz in 11th. George Russell 12th. Yuki Tsunoda 13th. Esteban Ocon 14th. Antonio Giovinazzi 15th. Charles Leclerc 16th. Not a good race for him at all.
Very poor.
Kimi Räikkönen in 17th. Is he Nick Latifi?
Nicholas, yeah.
Nicholas Latifi, yeah.
Nicholas Latifi in 18th. Mike? Is he going by Mike Schumacher? Mick, that's it. Mick Schumacher in 19th. And Nikita Mazepin in 20th. I can't see M. Schumacher without saying Michael Schumacher. My brain can't handle it.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
It just won't do it.
But what a great race for Russell up in 12th. I mean, we barely saw him on the camera feed because there was a lot going on, but that is great for him.
No, that's right. Very good result. Very good result indeed.
Has Hamilton not bothered to show up for the grid?
I've turned it off. Oh, yeah.
Straight for some scooter consolation.
Yep.
He's an arrogant bastard. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. That's just fucking typical of him.
Yeah.
Absolutely typical. Oh, quick, chuck in my toys so I can throw them out of the car like an idiot. It just grinds me. It's just rude. That's all that is, because he's pissed off and having a tantrum. Anyway, I'm gonna stop before I carry on.
Yeah.
Ranting about it. But we're only halfway through our day of racing, aren't we? Really, we've got another one.
We are indeed. Yes. And
there's a segue for you.
Well, it would be, except I've been a bit too efficient this week, unfortunately, and I've already overwritten the Sunday schedule for next week, so I can't bring up the schedule for the rest of the day. But shortly, and Jaeger, you may wish to toddle off and begin. We'll be going into Jaeger playing Grid, keeping up the motorsport theme.
Very good.
And then I will be back at 8:30 with 2-minute warning, and we'll be going straight from 2-minute warning into the second Effing Racing Show of the day for the Formula E round 9. I want to say second race in Mexico.
Yeah, we'll go with 9.
Yes. We'll go with 9.
Yeah.
Nine's a number. That will do.
Well done.
And then I suppose what we can do, because we've still got to cover off Rhys, haven't we? It's a tradition. We've got to keep it up. So let's talk about what's coming up tomorrow on the Primetime Streaming Network. Jaeger kicks us off with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix.
Yeah.
That's that side.
At 1 p.m. No, that was the right side. 1 p.m. And then at 6:30, it's Mama S playing a game to be confirmed. You've gone a bit too far. There you go. That's it. I'm back at 8 p.m. tomorrow with GeoGuessr. Rhys is trucking at 9. If you go on late enough, Rhys, I might come and join you for the end of the trucking after some GeoGuessr.
Yep, I can go on for a little while tomorrow night.
We could convoy it up on the new convoy system built into
that.
it.
Hang on, what night?
Tomorrow.
Monday.
Tuesday.
No,
Monday.
Okay. Tuesday night, I might actually be back home.
Yeah.
Oh.
Typical.
I can. Well, just
in case I don't make it. Just in case I don't make it in time. But
after the Euros show, I'd be able to do an hour or so. But we'll see.
Oh, I might be up for that. And then closing out tomorrow in the Duff time of night, overnight for us, and still not too late for those in the States at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's random NES and SNES games from Rooster Beast.
Nice.
And that's Monday.
Ooh. Hang on. No. I can't. I'm on days, Monday and Tuesday, but I can't really take my gaming PC to the hotel with me.
Not really, no.
It's a bit much.
There'll be other times.
Hang on, I'll just put this on the desk.
Yeah, I haven't tried the built-in convoy thing yet, but I'm
nor me. No, I went ahead and removed the beta and updated, so I'm good to go.
Same.
I'm good to try it, but no, I think a bit of late Tuesday. I've got the main roster on Tuesday. You've got the Euros on Tuesday. So after that's all said and done, maybe we do, even if we don't stream it, maybe we just try out a bit of.
I think as well, Rhys, I might go for your similar 2 monitors. I was looking at the 49-inch, the all single massive slab, but the reviews on them are terrible. Reviews on them are absolutely terrible. I just wanted to not have the line in the middle.
You don't really notice it though, to be honest, or I don't anyway.
Just because your screens are so big, it doesn't matter.
What?
I might have to do similar. I like the curved nature rather than having mine angled as well.
What you want to look at, boys, and here's an IT tech tip for you, is if you Google Microsoft Power Toys. Now, Microsoft Power Toys, once you've downloaded it, if you've got a big screen, it lets you set zones. So you can just drag it. So you can split your big screen into 5-6 different zones. There's some built-in ones as well.
Oh, okay.
And you press Shift and you drag it, and it automatically resizes the window to whatever you've marked as that zone. So if you look at like Discord, is that
like quarter it like you do with a flat monitor?
You can quarter it. You can have it cascaded. You can have it in priority. There's loads of different cool ways to do it.
Oh well, there you go.
Microsoft Power Toys, boys, and it's called Fancy Zones. When you
nice.
it's a Microsoft thing. It's free, but yeah, well worth it. That's how I do it.
So there's a tip for any streamers.
You normally have to spend your channel points to get a random IT fact
I know.
from Rhys on his
suppose.
channel. But
Yeah, if we were on my channel, that would have cost someone.
So tonight, ask everything you need.
save up your questions for when we're back on the Effing Racing Show. We won't start.
Starts God knows when.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, 2 minute warning is going to be an hour tops, so be ready for 9:30. But if we do have some time to kill, I have got Stream Racer set up, so we can sit there and do some Stream Racer in between before the Formula gets going. We will be, and you will be entertained here on the Effing Racing Show. So let's get final thoughts out on this race. Duff, what do you think?
Great race. I was worried it was going to be a bit of a procession, because usually when we get support races that are great, it was a bit of a worry. I was kind of hoping for rain to spice it up. It wasn't needed.
No.
That is the hat that I actually quite like.
It's nice, isn't it?
And great race. Great finish to a race. That's what we want. We want to see them go the distance. Yeah, what could be better?
And Rhys?
Yeah, I'll try and keep it brief as I always do. I think, like I said, with you, I was expecting a bit of a procession after the first few laps when it all settled down pretty quick. And then we worked out when getting rain. But actually, it was one of the best last third of the races that we've seen for a little while, I think, because we could see it coming. When he worked out the strategy, you could see that it was going to be close towards the end. And the added thing of sort of Perez being there as wingman and getting past Bottas as well was important. And that's what Red Bull have been missing. That's why, even though Max finishes close to Lewis, they never win the Constructors, because there's never been anyone else scoring points other than Max. So, no, good. Very good race. Enjoyed it.
And I tell you what, our predictions were kind of close.
I was going to say, we need to look at our predictions. And I don't really have any final thoughts that you guys haven't said, to be honest. So I'll just leave that at that.
I think Rhys might have won this.
Oh, yes, baby.
He got Bottas wrong for Lewis, but Bottas was fourth.
Yeah, I got 2 out of 3.
Oh,
I've got all 3 in there, just in the wrong order.
Yeah.
So go on.
So
give it to Jez.
I think you've got it.
I think not to blow smoke up my own arse, but I think that's
in the right order, but the wrong third place.
Yeah. No, I was with you. I looked at it in the exact same way that you did. I started with Rhys. I'm like, oh, he's got first and third correct, but not the.
It's so close.
All 3, yeah. So actually, that's to give an update. That's 3 wins for Duff, 3 wins for Jez, and that's it. Yeah.
Anyway, that's see you
where are we going next, gents, in the Formula One?
We're off to Austria for the Styrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring.
It's first of a double header.
So for the Styrian Grand Prix, we'll get our predictions in for that in advance. Duff, you can kick us off this week.
Styrian, not Syrian. It's completely different country.
That auto-corrected me. I did put a T in there.
I think that might be a bit of a risky race, that one.
Can you imagine?
Okay, so I'm going to go Max, Perez, Lewis.
Okay.
Interesting.
I am going to go Max, Lewis, Perez. So same people, different order.
Yeah.
Rhys?
Max to win. Then I think we'll get Bottas finishing second and Perez third.
Interesting.
So no Hamilton in there
tantrum.
at all. Oh, a Lulu tantrum.
Lulu tantrum.
Beautiful. That's what we like. Okay. There we are then. There we have it. It has been fun, and we're not done yet. Yes. We've got the Formula E to come later. We'll open with the discussion about the ending yesterday. Rhys found a good article about the kind of Porsche penalty and the disqualification. So we'll just go through it when we kick off and get into a race that hopefully will end without controversy.
That would be nice.
Other than that, the race was fantastic. Just that ending really pissed me off.
I love those trophies.
They're shockingly shit, aren't they? Let's be honest. You know, fuck is that?
Okay, gents, we've waited all day for it. Rhys, you can say goodbye first.
Goodbye first.
And Duff, the floor is yours.
Au revoir, mon ami. See you tonight.
No surprises there, was there?
No.
See you later, folks. Bye-bye for now.